Hello students, welcome to the biology class. Today we are going to continue with our same chapter, how do organisms reproduce, in which we have already discussed about the plant reproduction, human reproduction, and today we are going to discuss the last part of this chapter, that is reproductive health. What is reproductive health and what are the problem and strategies? Reproductive health means healthy reproductive organs, that is testes, ovaries, along with the secondary sexual ducts and their normal functioning. According to WHO, reproductive health means total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, behavior and social. A reproductively healthy society is a society with the people having physically, functionally, normal reproductive and normal emotional and the behavioral interaction among them in all the sex-related aspects. What is population explosion? The increase in size and the growth of population is called population explosion. Reasons of population explosion is rapid decline in the death rate because of increase in the medical facilities, decline in the maternal mortality rate and the infant mortality rate, because again with the same that we are having the healthy environment, we are having a better medical facilities now. And what are the various steps to curb, means to control the population growth? Raising the marriageable age of the girl up to the 18 years and the boys up to the 21 years. Incentive should be given to the couple with a small family. Motivate couple to use the contraceptive method, that is the birth control methods for the small families. Advertisements in the media as well as the poster bills showing the happy family with the slogan Hum do, Hamare do, one child no. Birth control. The most important step to control the population growth is to use the various contraceptive methods. The ideal contraceptive should be user-friendly, easily available, effective and reversible with no or least side effect, non-interfering with the sexual drive, desire and or the sexual act of the user. So methods of the birth control. The contraceptive methods are divided into the following categories. That is your barrier method, intrauterine devices, oral contraceptives and surgical method. So one by one we will discuss about the principles and the use of these methods. The first is barrier methods. These methods work on the principle of preventing the contact of sperm and the ovum. And these methods are available for both the males and the females. The very common and very known method, that is the condoms, are the barrier made up of thin rubber latex sheet used to cover the penis in the males or the vagina or the cervix in the female. It prevents the deposition of ejaculated semen into the vagina of the female. And the condoms also provide protection against the sexually transmitted diseases, for example, HIV and AIDS. So the question may be there, you have to name that particular method by which the sexually transmitted diseases can be prevented too. The next is your diaphragm, cervical caps or the vaults, that is the barrier made up of rubber that are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover them during the coitus, and they are reusable. Spermicidal creams, jellies, foams are used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. So these are the few images of the various barrier method, that is the condoms are there, that is the unrolled and this is the rolled one, this is the diaphragm, this is the cervical cap and spermicide creams are there. So next is intrauterine devices, that is IUD. These these devices are inserted by the doctors in the uterus through the vagina. And the copper releasing intrauterine devices along with the phagocytosis of the sperm. So the principle is they use to phagocytose the sperm. The copper ion release suppress the sperm motility and fertilizing capacity of the sperm. So this is the principle of the intrauterine devices. The example is copper T, copper 7 and multi-low 375. So you must have seen the few diagrams on your hoardings where that is a copper T. So you can say the shape is of the copper T and that is made up of the copper. And when it is being inserted in the uterus of the female, so they use to phagocytose the sperms which are being ejected out during the intercourse. So that is not going to reach the ovum and no fertilization will take place. The next is oral contraceptive. Oral means which you take from your mouth. That is what called as a oral contraceptive, and this is in the form of the pills. Pills means goli, dawai ki goli ki tarah. This involves uptake of hormonal preparation of either progesterone or estrogen combination. So these are the sex hormones of the female in the form of the pills only by the females. This method works on the principle of inhibiting ovulation and implantation. They also alter the quality of the cervical mucus to prevent the entry of the sperm. Pills are to be taken for the period of 21 days starting with the first 5 days of menstrual cycle. Saheli, an oral contraceptive for the female containing non-steroidal, it is once a week pill. And pills have high contraceptive value and the few side effects. So here that week is, that is a WEEK. It's not WEK. It's not kamzor. It is a week, which is called as a hafta, once in a week. So these are the various, you can say, the images of Saheli, which is taken once in a week, and this is to be taken for 21 days. That is your Mala D. So surgical method, that is called as a sterilization method, and it is a terminal or the permanent method. The first three methods, that is your barium method, intrauterine method, oral contraceptive, they are temporary or reversible method, whereas these are terminal and permanent method which block the transport of gametes, thereby preventing conception effectively. In male, the small part of the vas deferens is removed and tied up through the small incision on the scrotum, and this is called as the vextomy. And in female, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed and tied up through the small incision in the abdomen or vagina. This is called as a tubectomy. So in this image, you can see that is the vas deferens is tied and cut, that is your vextomy. And here the fallopian tube is tied and cut, that is called as a tubectomy. So after finishing the various contraceptive devices, why they should be used, so that they can improve the health of the females, they can keep the gap between the two child, and they can have a small families, and they can enjoy their families as well as their sexual life. So the next and the very important question is sexually transmitted diseases, that is STD. Infections or diseases that are transmitted through the sexual intercourse with infected person are collectively called sexually transmitted diseases or infections, or venereal diseases, that is VD, or the reproductive tract infection, that is RTI. Causative agent, that is bacteria, that is virus and protozoa. And the bacterial sexually transmitted disease is gonorrhea and syphilis. Whereas in the virus, we are having the genital herpes, genital wart, hepatitis B, and very commonly known, that is HIV/AIDS. So protozoa is trichopneumonia, that is Again, a very typical and a very rare disease is there. So we have finished with our chapter, that is how do organisms reproduce. Go through this chapter, consult your NCERT, follow the diagrams, and we will have our interactive session in the Zoom app in the next, that is on Saturday. Till then, stay home, stay happy. Thank you.